Hi, this is Christopher Kenworthy with Mastering Color Grading in After Effects, and we're going to start looking at using secondary color correction. In secondary color correction, you select just one part of the image, one color range, and change that color. If I just switch this off, you can see there that the blue pen has been turned red. You can apply this in lots of interesting ways into shots that are a little more interesting than a bottle top and a pen, but this should give you the basic idea of how to select colors in Color Finesse. So let's just go into the full interface. I'll reset all. Always a good idea to do your standard correction first, as you would normally do. And just by bringing the gamma down a little there, I've made that slightly darker, which I like. This tab down here gives us the secondaries, and you can see we have these tabs A, B, C, D, E, F. That's if we want to select lots of different colors. Right now we're going to just select one. We're going to go for the red bottle top, in fact. The way we do that is to use this eyedropper where it says sample 1. So I click on the eyedropper, then I go over to the image and I pick one of the red areas that I think represents the overall color. So if I look there and click that, the color appears over here in that box. And when you look at that red bottle top, you might think it's red, so we've got the color. In actual fact, if you look down here, it's a lot darker. There are lots of different shades of red. There's some pink over here. You're going to need to select quite a few colors to really get the whole thing. It's even reflected down here on the tabletop. And of course, you're going to need that reflection. If you change the color of the bottle top and the reflection doesn't show, it's going to look a little strange. So let's get some more color samples. I'm going to click on the sample 2 eyedropper, then go back to the bottle top and get one of the darker reds. Sample 3, get something a bit pinker and lighter. Sample 4, maybe something up there. So you can see, looking here at the samples we've got, there's a huge range of colors there in that bottle top. And now we'll see how well we've done with selecting them. In preview style down here, go to desaturate and click the show preview checkbox. What happens there is everything goes black and white, is completely desaturated, apart from the color we've selected. So you can see we've done a reasonably good job of selecting the bottle top there. It's not perfect yet, but it's getting there. To perfect it, we use these sliders: chroma tolerance, luma tolerance, and softness. When you increase the chroma tolerance, it's saying accept more colors than those we selected. So if we turn that up, you can see it's starting to get other reds, and if we keep going, it's starting to get all other colors, the blues coming in. So you don't want to turn that up too high. You want to keep it just so that it's getting some of the colors around the reds that we've selected. Same with the luma tolerance. This is going to look for light values that are similar to those that we found, and if we push it up, it's going to look for light values that are a bit different to those that we found. So there you can see we've got a pretty good selection, in fact. It doesn't matter that I haven't got this white area on the edge, because it is in fact white. Raising the softness gives everything a soft, blurry edge, which is really useful for areas such as this, where we've got the reflection. The danger with increasing the softness is you can accidentally start selecting part of the background without realizing it. And this is why we have a few preview styles. Instead of desaturate, let's go to alpha. And that shows the selected area in white and the unselected area in black. Areas that are uncertain are grey. So you can see the edge of our selection shadow is a bit pixelated and not as soft as we'd like. But if I push that up to make it really soft and wonderful, the background starts appearing, which we really don't want. So I'm going to pull that down as far as I can without it becoming too edgy. And this is where we start to play the balancing act of chroma tolerance, luma tolerance, and softness. If I want the softness up here to give me this really soft edge on the reflection, I might need to pull the chroma tolerance down so that I start losing the pen details that are showing up. Maybe I need to pull the luma tolerance down. If I do that, I might need to push the chroma tolerance up. And so you constantly balance until you get something that is nearly always a compromise of some sort, but an acceptable one. If I just switch off the preview, you'll notice that over here there's a little red reflection on the pen there. So if that gets selected now, that's actually okay. And in fact, you can see there it is selected. So that's not a bad selection. I'm going to turn off Show Preview. And now, having got our selection, we can make changes to it. The hue control here means that we can selectively just drag that along and change the color of the bottle top and its reflection. This is something that you'll always see when people are demonstrating color correction software. It's a very pretty effect. It works quite nicely. Let's say we wanted to make it the same color as the pen. I'm going to look for something bluish. There we go. Now bring the saturation down, not too far. It's perhaps a bit too bright, so let's just sync the gamma a little, maybe even the pedestal. You can also use this hue offset wheel, which we've seen before, which will have a pretty similar effect. But as always with the color wheels, it's quite generalized, and I prefer to just use these sliders here. So that's fairly close to the look we're going for. And when you're happy with that, you click OK, and you're done. In the next lesson, we'll look at more advanced selection techniques, which can use more subtle colors.